Demonized Kyo here. So we're here with episode 4 of the Bingo Book, and today's subject is going to be the Poison God, Kabuto Yakushi. So this is probably the first and only time I'm going to do a Bingo Book episode without the character's ultimate, because in this case I believe Kabuto's ultimate is secondary. He's very dangerous even without his ultimate, and I know like some players kind of like are iffy on Kabuto. So without any ado, we'll look at his jutsus, and we'll go over the cooldowns, what they do, and their ranges. This video is kind of short because there's not much information on Kabuto as far as like there's 3 jutsus. So I'll go more into the strategy of how to fight Kabuto and like how to evade his stuff once I get to his, after we do like the other stuff. So here we have his Venomous Fog jutsu. At level 8, this has a 3-second cooldown, and it sets up a poison field that applies a large effect of poison. This is very, very dangerous, especially combined with his Great Serpent Binding. At level 6, this has a 5-second cooldown, and this is a pull attack, so it will pull you into Kabuto, and then it applies immediate paralyze. That with his poison is probably his most dangerous setup. And then we have Chakra Dissection Blade Snake at level 6. So this just deals increased damage to poison enemies. So Kabuto is a character where his loadout order does affect what jutsus he'll use first. However, characters will always start with the range that is longest. So we do have to kind of amend that statement I made in the first video where I said it's never dependent on loadout order. It seems in some cases where jutsu range is equal, it will depend on the loadout order. So you know, it's range, loadout order, and that's kind of what I guess the secret recipe is. With that being said, let's just get into the examples. As always, I'll be doing 2 examples. I'll be doing 2 close range, well, 2 long range examples, and then 2 close range examples. So for Kabuto's long range pattern, what we're looking for is his great snake binding. He always typically starts with that. You want to avoid it or iframe it, and then usually he'll follow up with the poison and chakra blade. So Kabuto is very, very dangerous. Like one mistake is actually pretty fatal with Kabuto. So you'll probably see me die a couple of times here if I miss things. So that's long range 1. We'll do long range 2 now. Just keep in mind, like the main key or the main focus of this is him starting with Great Serpent Binding. It's not necessarily me being able to kill him perfectly every time. And we didn't do that, sorry. So I'm just gonna iframe it. But he was trying to get in range to Great Serpent Binding me, because avoiding it is kind of tricky sometimes, and not even I can't do it 100% of the time. Okay, so that's the 2 long range. Now we'll do 2 close range. This time I probably will die again. I'm not sure if you recall my loadout order, but I had the Venomous Fog first, so he'll start with the poison. So there it is. That's 1. Do 1 more time. And then we'll change the order of his jutsus, and then we'll illustrate the long range that does not change and the close range that does. As you can see, oh, so I was too far out that time. So we'll just redo that. The thing is, like, if you don't spawn, again, you do have to spawn them within a certain time and get to within a certain time. If it takes too long, you spawn them too soon, then it counts as a long range pattern. So the close range pattern kind of starts right here. But now I died. Okay, so now we'll switch that. As you saw, I have Venomous Fog first, and that's the first one he did for the close range. We'll switch that now to the Chakra Blade, and then we'll illustrate that. So here he is. So Chakra Blade, Fog, Binding. Back to the fortress. After this, then we'll put up defense, and we'll talk more about the evasion and the ranges on things. And then after that, we'll talk about strategy, because like I said, this is going to be kind of a shorter video. So again, we'll do a long range pattern. So you'll see that doesn't change. But now when I go close range to him, he will attempt to Chakra Blade me. It's probably easiest to seal, so I'm going to go with that, even though I will still take some damage. So you'll see he did not go for the poison, and he did not go for the snake binding. We'll just do that one more time to illustrate. It's also worth noting, like, I've done this a lot of times prior to doing this video, so it's not like, I'm just doing it twice. You guys are kind of seeing it for like what I've been doing 1,000 times. Alright, so that's the too close range. Now we'll put our fence up. And then we'll talk about the evade and the range. Boom, boom, boom. Let's zoom this in a little bit. So there are special conditions for Kabuto sometimes, and we'll talk about that. So talking about his great snake binding, it is a range 1 attack. However, it can extend quite far if he's locked onto you. So I'll kind of try to showcase that. Come on, Kabuto, get me through the wall. So we might have to like piss him off a little bit. There it is. So as you can see, he can pull you through the wall. However, if you notice, he's not using the poison, he's not using the Chakra Blade, and actually the poison can hit you from here if you have like an enemy or you have like an AI on his side and he does lay down a poison pool. It will be able to hit you from here, but he won't actually start the poison pool from here. The only move he'll actually do from this point, if you're the only person in the room and it's just you have this wall between you, he'll just do the great snake thing. So we'll kind of showcase that up here. Even up here, you'll notice we're 1 tile away. He never attempts to poison or Chakra Blades me. He will only ever do the great snake binding if he's 1 tile away. That being said, if someone is on his side, like one of your support characters, and he does poison, you will get hit from it. It can go through barriers in that way, but he'll never actually apply it through a barrier. Same thing goes for Chakra Blade. You can get hit through a wall, but he'll never attempt to start it through a wall. So there's an important distinction there. Because I know someone's like, well, Demon, it's hit me before. I promise it has. And it probably has. But if he's 1 tile away, he won't do it. Now, this is the special situation I'm talking about. So you'll see I'll move the fence up 1 tile. And now we have these little adjacent spots right here in this corner. And then right here in this corner. When he is adjacent to you, he will attempt to use the poison. And he will attempt to use the Chakra Blade. I think the first thing I have on him now still is the Chakra Blade, so that will showcase that. The Chakra Blade is a 1 range attack. He won't ever attempt to start it through walls, but as you can see when he comes over here, he can actually hit you through the wall when he gets to the adjacent spot. Come on, the AI is not smart. I do want to talk about that again. As you can see, there it is. It has about, I think, 5 or 6 hits. And then he'll also try to poison. We might have to change his loadout to kind of get to that. Well, there it is. So his poison, as you can see, there's a little poison pool. I'm right here. I'm not actually in the pool, but I am still being damaged by it. The range on it does extend beyond what the actual pool is. So you do have to be very careful approaching him, or even when he lays down the pool, because even if it might look like you're out of it, you still can be hit by it. I am going to change the order of his jutsus really quick because I do want to focus and talk about the poison some more. But to evade the Chakra Blade, you're going to do what you do for any close range jutsu. You're just going to run away. It's really that simple. So here we go. We're going to change. Here's the Venomous Fog Chakra section. So now you'll notice I'll kind of like always reiterate things because if I think it's important and it's worth repeating. So the order does determine what he's going to do at close range. So this time you'll see he attempts to poison me first. And then we'll talk, we'll get a closer look at the range when I'm not about to die. So there it is. As you can see, it does quite a bit of damage when he throws it out, that little mist. And then right here, even though I'm out of the pool, I am still being damaged by it. So it can kill you, even if it does seem like you're out of it. if the initial hit hits you for the poison pool, you're pretty much going to die. It does knock you down. It does take time to recover. You are being poisoned and you are being damaged while you attempt to stand up. I'll kind of showcase that really quick. So you'll see it knocks me down. And there's pretty much, once he does that, he follows up with the Chakra Blade, and it's pretty much game over. So yeah, that's Kabuto in a nutshell. Like when you look at him kind of up close, like he's not hard, but his trick, he does it very, very well, and it is a very, very good trick, and it is very, very dangerous. So you see right here, again, he's not going to try to poison me. He's not going to try to chakra scalpel me because we have one tile away. But as soon as I move to that adjacent square, that's when he kind of focuses in, and he will actually start trying to do those moves. If he can get into that square. The AI is not smart. I apologize for not very intelligent Kabuto. So I was able to avoid the miss, so I didn't get knocked down. That being said, now we'll start talking more about how to evade his stuff without a fence. Because I know like the fence kind of makes things a little bit easier, but you know, how do you evade? Can you actually evade his snake? Yeah, you can. I actually showed it earlier, but the trick to that is you want to exit his range for the snake as he enters the range for the snake. So if you try to leave when he starts it, it's going to be too late. So right here, nope, see, so I messed it up. And that's when you get that long range once it locks onto you. If it comes out that far, then it's worth it to iframe. You're not going to hit him before the snake hits you. It's just too fast. So that's kind of what happens when you screw it up. It should be right there. So you'll see as he kind of enters the range to start it, I'm already moving out of it, so I'm able to evade it. And that's pretty much the only way you can evade it. If he locks onto you and starts it, you get that crazy range. You see, like, you get that ridiculous range on it where you see like it kind of extends way farther than it looks like it should. So we'll try it again. So I'm not going to do it, so I'm just going to iframe now because that's the safest move. I'm not going to get close to him because he does still have the poison and he has Chakra Blade. So I'm just going to create more space, and then I'm going to take him out that way. So, you know, the idea of what Kabuto is, you do not want to be caught in a disadvantage. You don't want to fight him where there are traps. You don't want to, if you see Kabuto in a tile, typically you want to clear like as many tiles as you can before you engage him because you do need space to get away from him. So you'll see like whenever I dodge something or miss something, I'm creating space because again, you don't want to fight Kabuto up close. Not with his Chakra Blade, not with his Poison Lake. After this, I'll kind of switch things around so we can talk about evading his scalpel a little bit better. But again, to get rid of here, you kind of want to leave as it's coming in. If it's too long, then you're getting it. Just get the hell out in iframe. Oh, is he dead? Okay, now he's dead. Alright, so we'll change it around and then we'll get the Chakra Blade. So I don't have to run like a wild person when he poisons. And then we'll just do like the multi-character showcase where I'll talk about, you know, well, I'll do a lot more characters. So where is Kabuto? So we'll change this Chakra, Fog, Snake Binding. Oh, it's worth mentioning the natures on his jutsus. The Venomous Fog is an Annihilation type. The other two are Lunge types, as you can see like by the icons here. You see that purple icon means Annihilation, the red is Lunge, and this is also Lunge. Oops, I think I confirmed it already, but we gotta, sorry. Let's go back. Yeah, okay, so we're good. So after he does the Great Serpent Binding, where after I, you know, evade it, or iframe it, he should start with Chakra Blades, and then we'll kind of like, you don't want to get hit by that. So it's too long, so again, boom, here comes the Chakra Blade, probably. So he's running around a little bit, because he's ridiculous. As you see, like, very easy dodge. Very, very easy dodge. And again, like, it's probably been too long, so I'm going to iframe because he comes in the range. And it's just always better to play it safe with Kabuto because one mistake is always fatal. So that being said, I think we're kind of close to, we're at 15 minutes, so we'll actually have a lot of time to do a lot of character showcases. I will put him back to his most dangerous loadout, which is the poison first, and then I do want to talk about some other stuff as far as there are reactive patterns. So when you're trying to learn a character, you should always be kind of being reactive, like seeing what's happening. You want to react to what they're doing as opposed to trying to interrupt what they're doing. Once you kind of know the pattern and you're familiar with it, then you kind of put more effort into interrupting it. So you'll see, like with NxB, I do start, typically with the iframe. Like if I'm unsure, I'm going to iframe them. But if I get this move right, see, so now I have to iframe. That's what it means to be reactive. I'm still going to die though because again, one mistake. I should have not cornered myself in that wall. And that's kind of like why you need to practice, because knowing these things aren't enough. Just because you know it doesn't mean you'll actually be able to do it. So we'll move on. I'm just going to interrupt him now. You can screw him. And that's what I call like predictive play style. So like I know what he's going to do. I know the corner he's going to turn. I can interrupt it. So I know my Amaterasu is going to defense and knock him down. I have time to close the distance. So I'm going to capitalize on that. So, reactive playstyle versus predictive playstyle. So again, I'm going predictive. I already know what's going to happen. And he's a red unit, so he does go down pretty fast once you get started. So Hinata, another win. And it'll probably go like that for most people I have iframes for. Here, I have to be very, very careful. If I want to be predictive, I have to start my shuriken before he actually does his snake. I am going Sharingan because I wanted that evade. So there, I hit him with it. Quick and easy, because I know exactly what's going to happen. If I have to if I have to do that reactively, I'm going to try to do my dodge. That takes a little bit more skill, so it's not guaranteed I might actually die here. So there, as you can see, I managed that too. So, reactive, predictive. So now we'll switch to, I already done NxB. Again, Itachi has that Amaterasu, so I'm going to try to just interrupt him even before he gets started, because I already know where he's running. I know how he's going to come up. There he is. I missed. But now, now we're in this weird stalemate type deal. So what am I going to do? I'm going to maintain my distance because Kabuto is dangerous up close. I'm not going to try to engage him in a losing situation, a situation where he has the advantage. So we'll do Shikamaru now. So, I took a risk there. It did not pay off. Fatal mistake. Danzo. I think we have quite a bit of time. Like, we're still under 20 minutes. So I'll probably just go down, like, all my characters to kind of, like, really drive home that you can interrupt these stuff. And then there is... so Danzo got the W. I'm probably not going to get a W. Gaara just does not have to... Well, we'll see. If I can bait him at range for a while, then I should be okay with Gaara. Let's see what I have. I don't have anything good, so I probably won't get a W with Gaara. This is going to be very delicate. I pretty much just have to keep him at range, and I have to anticipate what he's going to do here. So I'm going to keep this here. Oh, wow. He's trying to attack my statue. So we will just abuse Kabuto now. And once I think that's coming, I'm going to do that. I kind of trapped myself here, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, I died with Gara, but Gara doesn't really have the damage for that anyway. Might have been able to do it with a different setup. So now we'll do Naruto. We're still just at 20 minutes, so we'll do a couple more characters. So this time, again, I'm just going to predict what's going to happen and do that. To be honest, I probably should have knocked him down and started with the lava and then did the magnet, but whatever. We have Rin. So because I know where he's coming, I'm just going to lay this trap right here. Again, like, I know he has to come to me, so I'm going to lay this trap. If he doesn't, then I still have my kunais. You know, you want to use your characters to their advantage, not necessarily, you know, you don't want to use every character the same way. You should be like realizing what a character's strengths are and then applying that to, like, you know, what your enemy's weaknesses are. So I'm not going to be able to, oh, I did the evade. But I'm not going to win with Tsunade. I don't have the right setup for this. I could if I use her ultimate, but that might be cheated. Yeah, so she's done. Who do we have? We have Shishui. This will be easy, or should be easy. Oh, I missed that. Oh, so it was a draw. So we'll do two more. We'll do Darwi. We'll do Vith. We'll do Wandering Ninja, and then we'll do Madara. And then that'll be the end of that. But again, like, I just really want to, like, reiterate that if you do know what's going on, then you can interrupt it. Perfect with Darwi. But, you know, that takes practice, and it does mean being able to observe enough things happening enough times to understand, like, you know, taking the initiative on that. So now he's going to come. I'm just going to do that. I missed, so I did not get the knockdown on that, so V3 did not do as well as he should have. Moving on to do Madara. So again, like, this is me not understanding my character. If I had known my character better, I would be able to do that better. But yeah, Madara loss. So I think that will be the last one. We can try one more. No, that'll be the last. So as always, if you do appreciate this kind of content, you know, like, subscribe. I will be doing more of this. Episode 5 should be out by the end of the week. After that, I will be continuing it. I think I might start with characters I have full kits for who are actually new. So I'll probably try to do one for the newer Naruto. I'll go over EMS. I'll go over, you know, I'll go over like who I have full kits for, who I feel like going over. But this is a series I'm hoping to continue doing. So, you know, if you want to be updated on that, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, you know, of course, drop them down below. Yeah, so that's it. Demon Kyo out.